that bike tour today. It's 40 kilometers. I don't know what that means, but it probably doesn't mean good things. Don't we look like real cyclists?
What do you think so far, Beth? Easy?
I don't know.
We're only 1 hour in.
Being a bad biker finally paid off. We were going downhill really fast and I ran into a tree. I got a boo-boo. Don't look. Private. From 8:30 in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
From my perspective, it wasn't that hard. It was raining in the morning, so it was a little bit cooler than normal. For the most part, we rode on roads, established trails through the forest that only the local people really used. You know, those very small hills were a little too fast for this one here. And
if you don't have much prior off-road bike experience, probably would not recommend it. Yeah. I probably had 4 or 5 accidents. I ran into a tree when I was going downhill. I ran into Mike. I ran into our tour guide. I mean, I can ride a bike like on a normal road, but when it's on dirt roads in the middle of a tropical jungle, it's a little too hard for me.
Yeah. Got banged up pretty good. Bruises, scars.
Pretty sore.
Bleeding.
I mean, it's that plus the heat, because it was raining in the morning, and then it got really humid, it got really hot in the afternoon.
But I'm proud of you. You finished it.
Thank you. I finished it. I thought I was going to die on the trail. I thought I would never be here with you to make this video. I was like, how can they escort me off of this trail? Yeah. Like, we didn't do Angkor Wat at all. We rode around Angkor Wat, but we went to all the temples around it pretty much. So like a little bit further, a lot less tourists. I would say more than half of our tour, we were the only ones there. There's like no one else. So that was pretty amazing.
We started off somewhere in downtown Siem Reap, way down here. And then we rode all the way up this road and then stopped at the east entrance of Angkor Wat. The highlight there was they used 3,000-pound sandstones and transported it on rivers about 20 miles away. That was pretty impressive. We continued riding through a local village to kind of see what ancient life was. Since this was deemed a UNESCO site 20 years ago, nobody's allowed to move into this UNESCO area, so they kept the people that live there and kind of see how they live and used to live as rice farmers with no electricity. They're required to keep their houses historically accurate. And then we continued to ride to the South Gate. There's a really cool bridge that they kind of reconstructed with a bunch of gods and demons on them. Most of the other bridges have been destroyed and sold for money, and so they kind of rebuilt this one to kind of show us how it used to look like. So that was really cool. And then we rode up the wall, on top of the wall, all the way up to the west corner. We were biking on the wall. To check out this little temple that's hardly visited by tourists. And then we continued through some trails, and this is probably where Alice fell down the first time. And then we stopped at the West Gate. West Gate is a less popular gate. It was very nice and quiet there. And then we continued our way to the Bayon Temple. And here there's a bunch of huge, gigantic base statues there. Very crowded. A lot of people go there. This is one of the top 3 temples to visit. Then we had our lunch over here at a restaurant, had some Khmer food. After lunch, we continued our way up to the Priya Khan Temple. This one was also a very quiet temple dedicated towards Hinduist monks and then Buddhist monks. Not many people visit either, so it was kept in a destroyed state and preserved that way. And then we rode through some more trails and crossed the dam, traveled to the Tane Temple, which was dedicated to Buddha. Also very quiet and not visited by many people. And then we finally visited Takeo, which was probably one of the oldest temples built around year 1000, so over 1,000 years old. Very large temple, but it was abandoned during its construction because it got struck by lightning, which is considered a bad omen. The structural foundation was mostly complete except for a lot of the carvings on the side. It took us about 40 minutes to travel from Takeo back to the office, and we traveled this way. And we saw a bunch of monkeys hang out with tourists while we were heading back.
So since we only did the boat at Angkor Wat, tomorrow for sunrise we'll go check out the actual interior of Angkor Wat and then head on over to Taprom and then maybe some of the other nearby temples. Well, it's 4:59 a.m. Angkor Wat Park opens at 5 a.m. so we're gonna go and try to catch the sunrise. Oh, this flash is really bright. The road to Angkor Wat is long and dark. Pretty sure we're going the right way. There are a ton of people. This is the west entrance. You can watch the sun rise from the east. The sun is rising so fast, we don't even have time to get our time lapse going. Look, it's the same color as your shirt. Boop, boop, boop. You're matching the background. Like a beautiful purple.
Yeah.
Like it's about to fall apart. Today we are riding an electric motorbike. Good for the environment, good for your health. It goes about 50 kilometers, so hopefully the battery lasts long enough for the day. And we found our twins, so we parked right next to them.
Beautiful. They're just over almost 1,000 years old. It's the world's largest religious structure.
And we are back 12 hours later. Okay, today is our last day.
We're catching the sunrise again. And it's less cloudy today, so we can see the sun about to rise. There's just this crazy orange light.
Temple. The last time we were here was halfway through our bike tour, but I feel a lot better today. Thanks for asking. I feel so at peace now, knowing that I'll be transported home on a motorbike rather than having to pedal my butt back home on a bike. Yeah, I think I can really enjoy this time. disappointment. This is what it looks like.
It's the temple of many faces. Just kidding. It's only one face. And it's a smiley face.